Hello my dear students, welcome back to our English lesson. I am your English teacher Islambekova, and today we are going to talk about an interesting construction, used to. Are you ready? Let's go! So, we use used to when we refer to things in the past which are no longer true. It can refer to repeated actions or to a state or situation. For example, he used to play football for the local team, but he's too old now. That white house over there used to belong to my family. That means it belonged to my family in the past, but not anymore. In statements, the form used to doesn't change. We don't use the verb be before it. It always refers to past time. For example, we used to go to the seaside every summer when I was a kid. But not we are used to go, or we used to go, or we were used to go. And let's talk about the negative form, didn't used to. The negative of used to is most commonly didn't used to. Sometimes we write it with a final D, sometimes not. Both forms are common, but many people consider the form with the final D to be incorrect, and you should not use it in exams. For example, it didn't used to be so crowded in the shops as it nowadays. Or I didn't used to like broccoli when I was younger, but I love it now. So we don't use this form in exams. In very formal styles, we can use the negative form used not to. For example, she used not to live as poorly as she does now. We normally make tags after used to with auxiliary did. For example, he used to be your boss, did he? Or we used to love going to the museum, didn't we? And the most common form of question is auxiliary did plus used to. Many people consider the form with the final D to be incorrect, and you also shouldn't use it in exams. For example, I think we met once, a couple of years ago. Did you used to work with Kevin Harris? Didn't she used to live in the same street as us? So we also have to remember that we shouldn't use it in written exams. We can use used to or would to talk about people's habits in the past. When we use them both together, used to most commonly comes first, as it sets the scene for the actions being reported. For example, when we were kids, we used to invent amazing games. We would imagine we were the government and we would make crazy laws that everyone had to obey. Used to, but not would, can describe a state or situation which is no longer true. For example, we used to live in Manchester, but not we would live in Manchester. Or the townhouse used to be a Greek restaurant. It's Italian now. But we can't say the townhouse would be a Greek restaurant. The used to construction in English is used to tell about an action that happened or was often repeated in the past, but is no longer happening at the moment. When translating sentences into Russian, they usually add the word before or happened. For example, I used to believe in the tooth fairy. The construction be used to describes a habit that has already been formed and get used to describe the process of acquiring a habit. After the constructs be used to and get used to, a verb with the ending ing, a noun or a pronoun is used. For example, Tony is used to sleeping with the lights on. Or if you want to talk about the process of forming a habit, use the get used to construct. For example, I am getting used to my new flat. With the construction used to, you can ask questions with the following question words: where, how, when, who, and also you can use often, long, much, and others with them, like how often, how long, how much, etc. These words are put in the first place, and then the word order goes as in an ordinary question. Let's look at the situation 1. This is Josh. He doesn't ride a bike. But when he was a child, he used to ride a bike. Or this is Andrea. She loves eating vegetables. But when she was a child, she didn't used to eat vegetables. And how do you think? What do these sentences have in common? You are absolutely right. They are about habits in the past, but don't occur anymore. Now, children, let's watch a video and listen to the dialogue between brother and sister. You have to listen very carefully and try to understand how they use the construction used to. And then we are going to have a practice.
Where's Mum?
I don't know. She called earlier and said she'd call back. She wants to speak to us both.
Did she sound happy or serious?
Happy?
Is she finally going out with your head teacher?
I'm not sure, but I think they've been seeing each other for a while. He didn't used to wear nice clothes, and recently he's looking quite cool.
I wonder if she'll start travelling less.
Maybe. She used to go away on really long trips, and these days it's maximum a week.
Oh, hi, Mum. Are you in London?
Yes, surprise!
Are you writing about London?
Yes, I am. I'd forgotten how amazing it is, and it's near home.
So, do you have more reasons to stay near home these days?
No. Like what?
Never mind.
I just thought that I'm always abroad, but we've got one of the most interesting cities in the world just an hour from home, and I've never even written about it. So here I am. I haven't been here to visit for years. It's nothing like it used to be. The record shop I always used to visit is now a really cool cafe specialising in bubble tea.
So what else did you used to go to London for?
For fun. For concerts and to buy new clothes. But it didn't used to be as busy as it is now. I love what they've done on the South Bank. I hadn't seen the London Eye close up before, and the Tate Modern's an impressive building with great views of the bit that used to be the docks.
So is it all so different?
No, not completely. The area near the river is very different, but the West End hasn't changed much. The theatres are still great, and Piccadilly Circus looks a little different than it used to, but it's still a meeting place, and the lights are still there, but I like the new London. So,
Yes?
I've booked hotel rooms for the three of us for this weekend, so you can get to know London a bit better.
Cool! Wow!
I'll book your train tickets now and call you back in an hour or so, okay?
Okay,
all right.
And now, children, let's have a practice. We are going to do some exercises all together. Let's go. Here, children, we have to expand the brackets using used to and write about what people have done before but are not doing now. I'm going to give you some time. Let's go. Time is up. Have you finished? Let's check and compare your answers. So the first one will be: Anne used to buy white breads, but now she buys brown breads. And the second one: Susan used to drink black coffee, but now she drinks white. And the next one: Henry used to smoke a pipe, but now he doesn't smoke at all. And the last one: My dad used to run 5 kilometers every day, but now he doesn't run. Good job! Let's move to the next task. Here you have to choose the correct option, and I am also going to give you some time. Have you finished? Let's check and compare your answers. And the first one will be: Jack is used to cooking for himself when he comes home from work. And the second one: I remember how we used to listen to rock and roll music all the time. And the next one: Pam used to spend hours in front of the mirror when she was a teenager. They are not used to eating Japanese food. And the next one: Our town used to be an industrial center. Here, children, your task is to post in the right order of question. I'm also going to give you some time for this task. Time is up. Let's check your answers. So the first one will be: Did you used to go to work before? And the next one: Is Sasha used to walking for a long time? Or did they used to ride a motorcycle? In the last one: Are you used to this attitude? Good job! Let's move to the next task. Here we have to form negative sentences using used to or be used to constructions. Time is up. Have you finished? Let's check and compare your answers. So the first sentence, he used to live in France. And the negative one will be, he didn't used to live in France. The second sentence, we are used to working at nights. And the negative one will be, we aren't used to working at nights. And the third one, people used to make their own cheese and butter. And the negative one will be, people didn't used to make their own cheese and butter. And the last one, my sister used to wear jeans. And the negative one will be, my sister didn't used to wear jeans. And in the next task, you have to choose the right answer. I'm also going to give you some time. Time is up. Let's check your answers. So the first sentence, the answer here is C. He used to be a very good man. And the second one, the right answer here is B. My friends would have much fun. And the third one, C. They would study English at school and read many books. And the fourth, B. I didn't used to playing the piano when I was a child. Good job. Let's move to the next task. So here we have to complete the sentences with correct forms of used to, be used to, or get used to. We can also use negative forms where necessary. When Kate moved to England, she couldn't get used to British accents. I know Mary. We used to go to the same cooking class. We aren't used to local food. It's too spicy. And the last one, it's difficult for American drivers to get used to driving on the left side of the road in Britain. Good job! And this was our last exercise, and now it's time to say goodbye. Thank you for your attention. Have a nice day.